To recap, Matthew's keep it open, close it out rankings. Trevor Lawrence, QB 24, that's a close. DeAndre Swift, RB 32, that's a close. Jackson Smith and Jigba against the Lions, wide receiver 28, keep that one open. Rashid Shaheed also stay open at wide receiver 33. Xavier Worthy by far a close at wide receiver 47. Travis Kelce, you don't have a lot of other options. He's tight end 7, you're keeping it open. Mark Andrews, things have gotten so bad, you got to find a different option. That's a close at tight end 14. And with that, let's get into the latest Roto-World player news. Jaylen Warren dealing with a knee injury. His status is up in the air for Sunday against the Colts. And listening to Mike Tomlin, it doesn't sound great on the Steelers running back.
He was limping in game. In the latter part of the game, I kind of noticed it. And I pulled him from the game because I know Jalen's tough. He's just going to go. And so we'll see where his availability is as we work this week. I'd imagine he's going to be somewhat limited tomorrow, and we'll see the trajectory of it in terms of including him or no in planning.
So for the Steelers right now, plenty of questions with this backfield. Jaylen Warren, things aren't looking good, Matthew. Sounds like Najee Harris is okay. I know there was some reports he was in a sling, but it sounds like he's okay. It could be Cordarrelle Patterson.
Oh, yeah, it could.
If Warren's assuming.
Yes,
Yeah, revive.
Still explosive.
Arthur
Still
Smith
explosive.
can't quit himself, some Cordarrelle Patterson.
Only 2 teams in the NFL have allowed more rushes of 10-plus yards or more explosive runs than the Indianapolis Colts. Their run defense has really struggled so far this year. 7 touches, that was a season high for Patterson in week number 3. Actually had a 16% target share. Again, if I'm in a deeper league, I'm desperate at running back. Like, he's somebody that you can probably pencil in for 10 to 12 touches in a matchup that you don't hate on the road at the Colts for Cordarrelle Patterson.
Yeah, and I think
Because I don't think Jaylen Warren's playing.
Yeah, so I think so definitely be firing up Najee Harris. He was already averaging almost 21 touches per game there with Jaylen Warren in the mix. So now that you have him out the mix as pretty much their pass catching running back, like Najee Harris to do a little bit on the ground and in the receiving game.
Yeah, I mean, look, just to be clear, I have Harris at running back 23. I have Patterson at running back 44. I don't want people being like, oh, he loves Patterson. I'm just saying, Patterson makes his debut inside the top 50 for the first time this season. Like, he's if you are desperate, if you're in a deeper league, he's got a chance at some value this week. But yes, I'm with Lawrence. You're starting Harris this week, not.
For the Panthers, Adam Thielen dealing with a hamstring injury. He's been placed on IR. He will miss the next 4 games. This passing offense, Matthew, looked really good with Andy Dalton. What does that do for the rookie and Xavier Legette? I
think it opens it up. This is a guy that was a first-round talent that was drafted by the Carolina Panthers. Second half of last week, he played 76% of the snaps. That led all Panthers wide receivers as well. He's got a 13.1 average depth of target. That is team high on Carolina. They like to chuck it deep to him, and it's also worth noting that 40% of his targets, we're dealing with a small sample size, but still, 40% of his targets so far this year have come in the slot, which is obviously where Thielen lines up. We have confidence in this offense under Andy Dalton. We also like playing at home against a Bengals defense that just got lit up by my Commanders and are now traveling on a short week. But for people, Connor, that may not be that familiar with Xavier Legette, talk to me about the rookie out of South Carolina, right?
Well, you started it with his average depth of target. This is a contested catch guy. And what did we see from Andy Dalton in his season debut? He was giving guys a chance. He was throwing. He wasn't scared of defenders lurking in the area. He was pushing the ball down the field. So that's what I like Legette bringing to this offense. All the things that we thought Mingo would do with this team when they drafted him, Legette's just better at. So the usage will be there. If he's a power slot for them, that's going to get him some manufactured touches. So, Lawrence, if you're in a tough spot, Legette is going to be playable this week.
Yeah, and speaking of Mingo and Legette comparison, Legette has that speed. He's got that high 4.3 speed that could get you there. If you saw what Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin was able to do to the Bengals defensive backfield, he's the receiver most likely to have that type of effect going into week 4, whereas to Deontay Johnson is going to be your guy who gets all the targets over the middle of the field, intermediate area. You looking to go deep, Xavier Legette can run past you or, like you said, make the 50-50 ball catch.
And by the way, Adam Thielen, by going on IR, he's going to miss 4 games. There's a chance he doesn't get this job back. They run a lot of 2 tight end sets so far, the Panthers are, so it's really just 2 wide receivers. For the most part, it was Deontay Johnson and Adam Thielen. Like, by the way, north of 30% target share incoming for Deontay Johnson. Like, Deontay Johnson's going to be on the love list this week. I got news for you. But But yeah, I mean, I do think there's a chance Legette takes this ball and takes this job and just holds on to it. I mean, again, Carolina has to look towards the future. This is the guy that they drafted in the first round.
Moved up in the first round to get. Like,
yeah,
that.
they drafted exactly.
So.
He's the future, not Adam Thielen. All due respect to a friend of the podcast, Adam Thielen. We like Adam Thielen, but Legette is the future there. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.